Big U had Nipsey Hussle killed. Everybody know that.
Blacc Sam comes out, fires 3-4 shots in the head. He's fresh out the penitentiary.
But why they put that on you though?
Because it's black. I'm black. I'm big.
I seen the footage of him when they walking him across the street.
Big U did it, or had something to do it, or did this, and just be like social media, the investigator now.
New footage just exploded online, showing Blacc Sam stepping up face to face with Big U, and somehow Snoop Dogg's name gets dragged straight into the mix too. The streets lit up instantly. Timelines flooded, and fans started pointing fingers saying Big U was connected to the situation surrounding Nipsey Hussle. The noise has been non-stop and the pressure is heavy right now. Let's slow it down though, because none of this has been proven in court or confirmed officially. These are allegations and theories being argued all over the internet, not solid facts. And that's exactly where the tension starts boiling over. What really stopped people in their tracks is why Snoop's name is suddenly popping up in all this mess. According to online chatter and self-made internet detectives, new rumors claim he might have known more than folks realize. That idea alone cracked open a whole new lane of controversy. Nothing confirmed, all speculation, but once the internet smells smoke, it doesn't let go. Now rewind for a second because this whole story is soaked in real pain. Nipsey Hussle's death in 2019 didn't just shake hip-hop. It ripped open years of silent tension, broken trust, and fake love that had been hiding in plain sight.
Frost. Said a couple things here about
Yeah, he said a couple things over the years, and I guess they felt like this dude Rockstar, who I guess they were cool with, didn't like step up and defend Nipsey or whatever. So when he showed up, Blacc Sam told him he has to leave. He basically made him leave.
I seen the footage of him when they walking him across the street. See, LA is that's like a different world. If you're not from LA, you don't even understand none of the politics of it. You don't understand the way they move. It's like just different out.
Standing firm in the middle of this storm is Blacc Sam, Nipsey's older brother. He's not just reacting off emotion or chasing attention, he's a respected figure with deep roots. And when he speaks, people listen. This isn't random outrage, it's personal, it's heavy, and it's been building for years. The West Coast scene already knows Blacc Sam doesn't play when it comes to protecting his brother's legacy. Blacc Sam has always gone hard defending Nipsey's name, and that's led to more than a few public face-offs with rappers and street-connected figures. Anytime he feels Nipsey's name, business, or vision is being played with, whether it's the Marathon clothing brand or the whole Marathon Continues movement, he doesn't let a single thing slide, period. This isn't some heat-of-the-moment reaction either. This is someone who's been standing on business long before Nipsey ever became a global name. People in the city already knew what time it was with Blacc Sam because he's always been hands-on when it comes to checking disrespect and drawing clear lines. A clear example of that energy popped off on March 1st, 2025, and it showed exactly why people think twice before testing him. During the grand opening of Marathon Burger in Los Angeles, Blacc Sam got into a heated verbal clash with rapper Rockstar, 2800, who's alleged online to have West Coast street ties. Video from the scene spread fast, showing Blacc Sam standing inches away, yelling, "Get it cracking," and that ain't what you own. That moment wasn't random at all. It was about loyalty, accountability, and unresolved disrespect tied to Nipsey's legacy. Online chatter claimed Blacc Sam was pressing Rockstar 2800 over past comments made by controversial hip-hop figure Wack 100, though none of that was officially confirmed. Still, the message was loud and clear. Don't play with the Marathon name. The fact that Blacc Sam was willing to press someone right at his family's business during a grand opening with cameras rolling and crowds watching tells you everything about how he moves. No sneak moves, no waiting for later, just straight pressure when he feels a line's been crossed. Rockstar 2800 later jumped on Instagram trying to downplay it, posting, "Damn, all I wanted was a burger." Like it was nothing serious, but the comments went wild. People accused him of being too close to Wack 100, a figure who's been wrapped up in past controversies involving Nipsey's name. The backlash stayed heavy, and that post didn't calm anything down at all. And let's be real, that Rockstar 2800 moment is just another chapter in Blacc Sam's long-running mission to defend his brother's name at all costs. This isn't new smoke. It's ongoing, calculated, and rooted in principle, not clout. The tension with Wack 100 runs way deeper and has been bubbling for years. Things hit another level back in 2022 when Blacc Sam pushed to remove an unreleased Nipsey Hussle verse from the Game's album Drillmatic Heart vs. Mind. Wack 100, who manages the Game, publicly criticized Blacc Sam, calling him selfish and emotional. He argued that the feature would have honored Nipsey and helped support his family financially. But Blacc Sam didn't budge. He made it clear that Nipsey's unreleased music stays locked unless Nipsey personally approved it while he was alive. That's the line. and he refuses to cross it. But even all that fades compared to the smoke Blacc Sam has right now with Big U. And once again, it all circles straight back to Nipsey Hussle. This situation isn't random at all. It traces back to an old 2011 incident involving Blacc Sam and Eugene Big U Henley, a former manager and alleged affiliate tied to the Rollin 60s, according to long circulating reports. Tension reportedly exploded near a Shell gas station around Crenshaw and Slauson in LA's Hyde Park area, where Nipsey and Big U allegedly got into a heated argument. If those stories are accurate, that kind of disrespect hits different. We're talking about people who were supposed to be aligned, same circle, same neighborhood roots, supposedly pushing toward the same mission. That's why the situation still shakes people today. It feels like betrayal, not just a disagreement. At the time, Blacc Sam had just come home from serving time and was dealing with strict supervision. But seeing his younger brother allegedly get disrespected flipped a switch immediately. Reports claim the situation escalated fast, with actions meant to send a message rather than seriously harm anyone, all while law enforcement was nearby. That moment locked in Blacc Sam's reputation as someone who moves off loyalty first and consequences second. Whether people respect it or criticize it, one thing is clear. His dedication to his brother runs deep, and that mindset is exactly why the tension with Big U still carries serious weight in the streets today. Some sources even claim that old 2011 situation might have been tied to a diss record Nipsey allegedly made about Big U, though that part has never been fully confirmed. What is clear is that when Blacc Sam felt his little brother was in danger, he didn't hesitate. He was willing to risk everything to stand his ground. That moment set the blueprint for everything unfolding today, because that's when the lines got drawn between Blacc Sam and Big U, lines that would eventually stretch wide enough to pull Snoop Dogg into the conversation too. And from here, the story takes a wild turn, because this is where things start getting real shaky. A brand new allegation just surfaced, and if it holds even a little weight, it flips this whole story upside down.
I went to my homeboy's funeral yesterday, and I'm looking at his obituary, and I'm looking like, dang, I didn't know he did all that. And I'm just looking like, wow. You know, what a loss, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, bro, but and that's all they're gonna do, read your scroll then. You know, but I mean, it's like, I gotta be the best. Even when I'm like with Maul, I used to be with Maul.
Wack 100 just put out a statement that sent shockwaves straight through the streets. And when someone gets labeled a rat in street culture, that's not light talk or internet jokes. That's one of the heaviest accusations you can put on somebody's name, and everybody knows it. We're talking about the ultimate violation, the kind of claim that can instantly change how people move, who they trust, and who they keep at a distance. The rumor floating around is that this allegation allegedly traces back to Big U and points directly at Blacc Sam. If that were ever proven, it would be the type of information that shifts alliances and power overnight. Nothing has been confirmed, and everything is being heavily disputed. But once a claim like that hits the air, there's no easy way to contain the fallout. Wack 100 raised a question a lot of people have already been whispering about, and honestly, it's not wild for people to ask it. In what situation does someone fresh out, involved in a serious incident with shots fired and law enforcement right there, walk free without ever standing in front of a judge? That kind of outcome doesn't just fall out the sky. People online started wondering if someone with serious pull made calls behind the scenes, or if there were circumstances the public never got to see. In a culture where cooperation with authorities is seen as the ultimate line you never cross, situations like that spark questions that don't ever really fade away. Even when nothing is proven, the mystery alone can stick to a name for years and follow someone everywhere. And that's where the dynamic between Snoop Dogg and Big U starts looking way more layered. Once you factor in LA street politics, especially in the shadow of Nipsey Hussle's passing, every alliance gets examined under a microscope. Snoop is publicly known to be affiliated with the Rollin 20s, which is a different faction than the Rollin 60s in Los Angeles. Those lines still matter. But don't get it twisted. Snoop isn't some industry guy detached from his roots just because he's on TV and building mainstream brands. People say he's always kept his street ties respected and acknowledged from day one, and that's exactly why folks are watching where he stands right now, especially as Blacc Sam watches Snoop and Big U's relationship grow closer and closer over time. At the same time, Blacc Sam's doubts about Big U's possible role in his brother's death keep getting heavier. That combination alone is a recipe for non-stop tension. There was already bad blood in the air, and when rumors keep circulating that Big U may have been involved, it only throws more pressure onto an already lit situation. Imagine grieving your brother, carrying that pain every single day, then seeing people who claim they loved him still laughing, linking up, and chopping it up with someone you strongly suspect played a part in his death. That kind of move cuts deeper than anything physical. It feels personal, it feels cold, and it doesn't fade easily. Things get even messier when you factor in the long-standing rivalry between the Rolling 60s and the Rolling 20s, which has always complicated relationships between major figures in LA. Eric Holder, who was convicted in 2022 for Nipsey Hussle's murder, was a member of the Rolling 60s. On paper, that case looks closed. But in the streets, people don't always see it that simple. For people like Blacc Sam, who understand how power really moves, there's often a belief that the person who pulls the trigger isn't always the one calling the shots. Word on the street has long suggested there were bigger players behind the scenes, though none of that has ever been proven. So when people close to Nipsey continue breaking bread with someone Sam distrusts, that's not paranoia. That's pattern recognition and survival instinct. Built from years of navigating a world where trust can mean everything or cost everything. Since Nipsey's passing, the aftermath has felt like a slow chess match. Every move looks confusing on the surface, but starts making sense once you understand the unspoken rules of the street. For Blacc Sam, this chapter has been about way more than mourning.
But why they put that on you though?
Look at me because it's black. I'm black. I'm black. I'm big. And it's kind of racist when you look at it because the big black guys are the ones you gotta.
His brother's death turned into a full-blown street-level audit of relationships, loyalty, and motives that were never meant to see daylight. Piece by piece, he's been re-examining who stood where, who moved how, and who benefited when they weren't supposed to. And what he believes he's uncovered has flipped his trust upside down, making it feel like some people closest to the family may have been playing a completely different game behind closed doors. Since Nipsey's passing, public moves and statements from both Snoop and Big U have raised eyebrows for fans paying close attention. What gets said on camera doesn't always line up with what people believe is happening behind the scenes, and that disconnect keeps the conversation alive. Big U's response reflects a long-term, strategic mindset. People associate seasoned street figures with staying calm, thinking years ahead, and letting time speak for them. That chess-playing mentality is how some survive for decades in dangerous environments, believing history will eventually clear their name. But for someone like Blacc Sam, who's searching for straight answers about his brother, that approach can feel like sidestepping real questions. Hearing talk about legacy instead of clarity can hit wrong when you're dealing with real grief and unresolved pain. Big U's presence and reputation only add more weight to how every move, every word, and every connection gets analyzed under a microscope. While Big U has tried to frame some of the backlash as a racial issue, many people in the street see it differently. His reputation didn't come out of nowhere. It's tied to a long, very public history that has nothing to do with skin color and everything to do with past actions, associations, and how he's moved since his release from a 23-year prison sentence. Back in 2004, Big U stepped into a powerful role, becoming a bridge between street rappers and major industry executives. He openly leveraged relationships with well-known figures like Suge Knight, placing himself in rooms where influence, money, and power all mixed together. That kind of position naturally brings scrutiny, and it always has. From Blacc Sam's point of view, this isn't about unfair labels or internet name-calling. It's about unanswered questions that refuse to go away. Watching Snoop Dogg align closely with someone who's openly acknowledged being viewed as the bad guy raises eyebrows. It makes people wonder how much Snoop really knows, what he accepts, and what he might be choosing not to see. Since Nipsey's death, street rumors and online theories have created an atmosphere where nothing slides by unnoticed. Every interview, every post, every business move gets dissected like it's part of a bigger puzzle. And while Big U has spoken about being immediately suspected and frustrated with social media narratives, that frustration alone doesn't erase doubt for people still searching for clarity. If anything, all this confirms one thing. Those suspicions are real, they've been loud, and they've already had real-world consequences for Big U. Whether people agree with them or not, they didn't just live online. They've shaped how folks move around him, how they talk about him, and how they react in public. The way Big U describes his relationship with Nipsey also raises eyebrows, especially when you factor in the long history and reported tension between them. From Blacc Sam's perspective, the story of non-stop friendship and mutual respect doesn't fully line up with what he personally saw and lived through over the years. And years before Nipsey passed, Big U frequently highlighted Nipsey shouting him out in songs and videos. For critics, that hits different. it can look like an attempt to lock in a public image of closeness that may not have existed the same way behind closed doors. People know there's a huge difference between love shown on camera and love shown when nobody's watching. Things get even heavier once you add in the federal scrutiny surrounding Big U. Ongoing investigations into his alleged activities have placed a spotlight on his relationships with high-profile figures, including Snoop Dogg. Prosecutors have made claims about an alleged organization involving intimidation and a check-in culture tied to entertainment figures, claims Big U has not been convicted of. Still, that level of scrutiny adds serious pressure. It forces people to ask who knew what and when they knew it, and listen close, because this is where the situation turns deadly serious. This isn't about petty street drama or feelings hurt over business disagreements. We're talking about federal RICO allegations, the kind that can erase someone's freedom for life. These aren't claims prosecutors throw around casually. Cases like this usually come stacked with wiretaps, money trails, witness statements, and evidence built over years, sometimes decades. The allegations around Big U's supposed check-in system hit especially hard when lined up with Nipsey Hussle's values and how he moved. Prosecutors have claimed there was a structure resembling organized intimidation and extortion where entertainers were allegedly pressured to pay for protection. Big U has denied wrongdoing, but the claims alone shook the city. What really makes people uneasy is how Nipsey openly rejected traditional street politics. He was focused on building legitimate businesses, empowering his community, and showing success didn't have to come with middlemen or pressure. If such a system existed, and if Nipsey was seen as someone refusing to play along or disrupting it, that creates speculation about possible motives, even though nothing has been proven. Things got even more explosive when allegations surfaced from a now-deleted interview where an associate referred to as a loose cannon claimed Big U allegedly knew about Nipsey's death roughly 30 minutes before it happened. That statement sent shockwaves everywhere, even though it remains unverified and heavily disputed. Once claims like that hit the public, the fallout is impossible to ignore. And this isn't a moment where Snoop can realistically say he didn't know what was being said about Big U. These are federal-level allegations tied to serious claims that many believe could connect back to motives behind Nipsey's death, whether fairly or not. When the spotlight is that bright, staying close instead of stepping back makes people ask hard questions. What does Snoop know? What does he believe? And what is he willing to overlook? Those questions don't come from nowhere. They come from the weight of everything surrounding this situation. From Blacc Sam's perspective, enough is enough. There have been allegations floating around that Snoop aligned himself with Big U during periods of tension involving Nipsey. Critics accuse Snoop of backing Big U despite claims about alleged extortion practices. None of this has been proven, but perception matters. And that perception alone has caused real damage among people watching from the outside, trying to make sense of loyalty, silence, and the unanswered questions that still hang heavy in the air. The idea that Snoop choosing a side, and that side not being Nipsey, hits like a gut punch to a lot of people. Nipsey stood for independence, ownership, and lifting the community up, so any suggestion that someone aligned against that vision cuts deep. Big U has publicly praised Snoop before, even calling him one of Los Angeles' most important artists during an interview on Power 106. That kind of endorsement carries serious weight in the city. But from Blacc Sam's perspective, that public respect lands very differently. It feels like Snoop accepting validation from someone he deeply distrusts. And when other major figures like Mike Tyson and Snoop speak on Nipsey's legacy, it adds another heavy layer to this story. It shows how wide the ripple is spread and how these alleged betrayals, real or perceived, continue echoing through the culture. Hearing Snoop call Nipsey his dear brother hits way different when people see him still moving closely with someone accused by rumors and allegations of having a role in that same brother's death. That contrast sits heavy. And by August 2025, those tensions finally spilled into the open when a video surfaced showing a heated moment between Snoop Dogg and Blacc Sam, sending social media into nonstop debate. Once disputes move from private conversations to public face-offs, that's usually the point of no return. It signals a line has been crossed. There's no rewinding things back to how they were after that. It's no longer quiet frustration behind closed doors. It's raw emotion out in the open for everybody to see. Now really step into Blacc Sam's shoes for a moment. That level of pain is hard to even wrap your head around. Your younger brother, your blood, your business partner, your shared vision gets taken in his own neighborhood right in front of a place built for the community. This was someone preaching ownership, unity, and breaking cycles, and the irony of how it ended is brutal. Feelings of anger and wanting answers are natural human reactions in moments like that, especially when you come from environments where loyalty and respect aren't optional, they're survival. In street culture, people talk about balance and accountability, not because it's right or legal, but because that's how many were raised to understand the world. That pressure doesn't automatically mean action. It means the weight never leaves your mind. And it's safe to say, those thoughts have haunted Sam every single day since Nipsey was taken. The urge to handle it personally, to look the person allegedly responsible in the eye and demand answers, is a story the streets know by heart. It's an old script in Los Angeles, whispered about for generations. Even when people swear they're done with that life, history is full of moments where folks tried to handle things outside the system, believing that was the only way to restore balance. LA hip-hop history is packed with examples where street politics spilled into real-life consequences. From industry clashes to long-running rivalries, retaliation has always been a shadow following success. Even recently, highly publicized losses tied to ongoing feuds reminded everyone how fast situations can spiral when emotions override reason. That's why even suggesting Blacc Sam was involved in something like that is like throwing gasoline on a fire already burning out of control. That kind of talk doesn't just sting, it cuts deep, especially when grief is still raw. And don't get it twisted, Blacc Sam isn't just a businessman on paper. Yes, he's a mogul who helped build real stores, real brands, and a legacy that changed lives. But before all that, he came from a world where understanding consequences wasn't optional. It was survival, and that's the trap. He knows the cost of reacting, and he also knows the cost of staying silent. One wrong move could spark a chain reaction that puts loved ones at risk and threatens everything they built. It's a brutal lose-lose situation, and that pressure is exactly why this moment feels so dangerous and unpredictable. If things ever spiraled, the media storm would be unreal. Nipsey's name could end up permanently tied not just to the violence that took him, but to whatever chaos followed after. That's a nightmare scenario nobody wants. But on the flip side, in old school street logic, not moving can be seen as weakness. And weakness can invite even more disrespect. That leaves an itch of injustice that never goes away, just sitting there eating at you. That's the mental war Blacc Sam is stuck in right now. Pressure from every angle, whispers from the streets, voices saying something has to be done. That weight is heavy. It's a non-stop tug-of-war between his heart screaming for justice and his mind knowing Nipsey was trying to build a way out of that exact cycle. And that's the real conflict. Nipsey's entire mission was about showing a different path. He preached transformation, ownership, generational wealth, and teaching the youth that violence isn't the only option. If Sam chose revenge, it could feel like turning his back on everything his brother stood for. That choice would suggest the cycle is stronger than the message. But grief, especially from a big brother, is powerful beyond words. So what does he do? This is one of the hardest decisions a man can face. The streets are watching, waiting, judging. Does he follow the old code he was raised on, or does he stand tall and defend the newer, harder path Nipsey believed in? Nipsey stood on patience, on letting the system play out, on turning Marathon into a symbol, not a battleground. This was never just about getting back. It's about how Nipsey's legacy lives on. Will it be remembered for the violence that ended his life, or the progress, ownership, and vision he fought so hard to build? That question still hangs heavy in the air. And for Blacc Sam, holding his head high and pushing the empire even further might be the strongest response of all. That's the toughest kind of get back. Swallowing rage and flipping it into power, growth, and longevity. But make no mistake, in the heart of Crenshaw, that internal war is real. The battle within can be just as intense as anything happening in the streets. And that right there is why these stories matter. If you rock with real talk and unfiltered truth, make sure you like this video. Comment your thoughts, share it with your people, and subscribe to the channel right now. Turn those notifications all the way on because the streets never sleep and we're only getting started. We'll see you on the next one.